I'm at Lava Beds National Monument, the parking lot for Catacombs Cave. I started the video here. I want to show you. They put in a new outhouse here. This whole place only has a few outhouses. I think there's one near Indian Well, one near Valentine, and now one near Catacombs. And then they have real restrooms at the visitor center, and I think at the campground too. All right, so here we are at Catacombs. Now I don't have knee pads, so I'm not going to do any crawling, which means I'm only do about 1/3 of this cave. So no, I didn't even bring a map with me. That's cheating. Just kidding. I've been to this cave several times. I don't need a map. If I was going to go all the way to the end or Cleopatra's grave, then I'd bring a map just to be sure. There's that one 4-way intersection that's kind of interesting. The confusing part about this cave is like there's no dead ends. It just goes around in circles. So if you're not careful, you could end up going around in circles, and each circle takes you an hour or more. And yeah, that'd be a long day. Anyway, here we are crossing a cool little breakdown pit. Notice how far down it is. If you want to go down there and check out that natural bridge, I won't stop you. Whatever. I'm wearing a helmet just in case. This is an easy cave, but still it'll have some low areas, so better be. I'd rather bump my helmet than my head. I already got like a bruise on my shin and a bruise on my elbow. I need a bruise on my head too. What's ironic, this is rated as a hard cave because it's a big maze. But since I'm not going to be doing any of the crawls, physically it's going to be easy cave. And I'm just going to keep going through, keep turning left to go clockwise. So, as long as I don't end up going around in circles, shouldn't be that hard. Notice this in a breakdown trench here. Little one. There was a fire here a few years ago. As you can see, it's been growing back pretty well. Of course, there's never tropical rainforest to begin with. Very dry here. There you go, there's a cave for you. Have fun. All right, here we go. Here's the catacombs. So steep, they put in little stairs and a handrail. Isn't that cute? All right. So I'm gonna stop here, get my light on. This is my last cave for the day, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave the light at 40%. If I leave it any higher, it'll the light might overheat. It's kind of lame. I only have 2 good lights with me, so I don't want to waste time fighting with my lights. I need to buy more lights. A couple more lights, a couple more batteries. Oh well. That's how interesting the ceiling is here. Haven't gone anywhere, and it's already cool. So yeah, if you ever go caving, stop at the entrance. Let your eyes adjust to the dark. Take a look around. Make sure you know the way out, etc. Yeah, look at this. Ooh, I'm the only one here. My car's the only one in the parking lot. A lot of these caves are so close together. Some people just do one another without moving their car though. So could be other people here. So yeah, there's the stairs. There's that pretty ceiling. So we haven't gone that far down. So already the ceiling's really tall. Wow. Notice how light colored most of the floor is. So it's really dry. Even the ceiling, very dry. If you're worried about dust, this one's open all year round, so you can come here in the winter. But I was busy this winter. I had a couple things going on. Like my camera rig broke, so I had to wait like a month for it to get fixed and stuff. That's kind of lame. There's a little nook back there, too small for people. Anyway, so yeah, I had some setbacks this winter, but this summer I'm getting caught up pretty well. In fact, this might be my last trip to lava beds for a while. I'm going to focus on other areas after this, probably. So if you imagine Valentine Cave times 3, that's the catacombs. So think about this. I got the main tube here. There's a crawl tube to the right and another tube to the left. This is a nice big walk, so I'm going to go ahead and turn left. It's like I said, I'm going to keep going, turn left, go clockwise. But look at the colors here. There's grays. There's browns. And look at this shape. It's like an upside down trench here. Wow. Same thing here. Not just the shapes, but look at all the weird colors. If it walks like a rock, talks like a rock, it's a rock. Now there could be bats in this cave, so if there is a bat, I'll have to lower my light, dim my light. I'm not expecting too many. For whatever reason, there just aren't that many bats. Notice the floor is flat on the right, but rocks are piled up on the left. They did that on purpose. They made a trail so it's easier to get through. Kind of cool. So notice you can climb back there. I'm pretty sure that's a dead end. Notice all this stuff. The wind didn't bring it in. Rat's dead. In fact, I bet you this is a rat nest right here. Or mouse. Some kind of rodent. I don't see. And then out here, way back there, if I remember right, it connects back behind here. So this is actually a horizontal pillar. All right, let's see if I can get through here without crawling too badly. Oh, wow, it's suddenly colder back here. Wow. So now I'm at a three-way. So I could go right. I could go back the way I came. Or I can go left. So, check it out. If I go left, I think that's the same crawl. I just told you. I was over there on the other side there. Look at the floor if you don't believe me. Look at the way the floor bulges up. It has that crack. If I lived around here, I'd probably try to make a 3D map of this cave, but I live too far away to have that much fun. Oops, hang on. My gimbal's being stupid. All right. All right. So this over here is a dead end. There's obviously more over here. It gets smaller. I think that's a dead end anyway. So I'm going to bravely check it out. Now here's the thing. Remember I told you some caves, they branch out so much you can go around in circles. I don't want to miss anything. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. So remember, this is the way I came in. That's the way back to the main tube. Oh, this is a dead end, I think. Okay, never mind. Wow, this is just abrupt. This is rare for lava tubes. A lot of times the lava tube at ends either gets smaller and smaller and smaller, or it's just blocked by breakdown rock. But just to have a flat wall like this is very rare. Cool. Well, I'm glad I came back here. Interesting shapes on the wall. Nice shape on the ceiling. Nice shape everywhere. All right. Notice here the floor is darker because it's damp. Except for that one dry spot. Very suspicious. Okay, wow. Huh, that's funny. I think that this blue, I think somebody tried to draw an arrow pointing out. Whatever. All right. So here's that rat nest. Oh, you know what's funny? Huh, I told you to look up where the wall bulges, the floor bulges up. The floor isn't bulging up here. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this isn't the same place. Wow. Are we lost or what? All right, well, whatever. Let's head back to the main tube, see what else I can find. Not sure what time it is. I think it's before noon still. That's why there's nobody else here yet. I think a lot of people, they want to do the easy caves. The good thing, this one doesn't have any cliffs to fall off. So it's not that dangerous compared to some of the caves that are supposedly easy. Like the Sentinel, if you go off trail, there's a couple places you might fall down. So probably be better if you stay on the trail. So just like most of the caves here, the entrance is at the upper end. So to the right is up, that's the way out. This is the side passage I just found. Looks like a dead end. Darn close to it. So here's another passage to the side. I think it actually connects with that one. So this here is technically a pillar. I'll prove it on the way out. I'm gonna keep turning right. to go clockwise so I don't get lost. It'll be a long day if I don't get lost. I don't have any water with me. My water's in my car. So. That's one thing at the visitor center here. They have a drinking fountain, refrigerated drinking fountain, and a fountain where you can refill your water bottle. Okay, so I can go left here, or I can take the main tube to the right. I think I can fit through here. Let's see how I do. But yeah, so bring your reusable water bottle to this place. They'll hook you up. Canteen. Nobody wants to eat microplastics. So here's this bigger tube here to the right. Here's a way over to the left. Another serious belly crawl. I think that's the dead end for real. Look how pretty the walls and the ceiling are though. Wow. There's the way I came through. Yes, seriously. All right, here we go. Notice how wide it is here. The tube straight ahead is small, and there's a crossover passage here, and then on top of that rock, you can get above. Wow. Look how rough the ceiling is here. Awesome. Yeah. So I'm not going to crawl through there, but I think that goes back to the main tube. And then over here, notice how wide it is here. Wow. It's awesome. It's almost like it almost had another crossover tube here, but didn't quite get through. Wow. Notice the shape here of the rock. Now down to the right, that's the main tube. So I've decided I'm not going to go this way. I'm going to go the other way. So there's a nice little lava fall here. I think it's like on the map it says it's a 3-foot lava fall. But I'm going to go over the long way first. But yeah, look at the ceiling here. Look how rough the ceiling is up there. And all the sharp points up here. And all it's sort of like a valley. Let's see if I can get up closer without falling to my doom. Wow. It's like a little forest of small formations here. And hanging down the side there. It's really cool that people haven't touched this yet. This is very fragile. If you touch it, you can break it right off. So please don't do that. Take all the pictures you want. But yeah, don't touch the rock. Let's see if there's even under here where it's only like 7 feet tall. It's a little taller than I am. Okay. Just so many formations. Really small compared to a limestone cavern. Okay, so now I'm going to go back the way I came to the main tube and then go down the tube. So down there is where I'm going to end up. Then we go back this way the way I came so I don't miss anything cool. Like I said, this is the only cave I'm doing today. I already did the maze, and now I'm going to do this catacombs. It's going to be really hot today, so I think I'll go back, have an early dinner, try to get to bed early, and do something else tomorrow. Okay, if you're feeling brave, you can crawl through there. No thanks. Excuse me. Okay, here's a little tiny crawl through here. But I'm on my feet still, so that doesn't count. All right, now I'm back to the main tube. Up there is the way out. But man, here's the way down. Man, look how smooth this is. Is it crazy or what? Wow. So here's another cool, this is the crossover to where I just was. I'm standing up right now, but the ceiling's getting lower and lower and lower. But see how smooth it is? It becomes a belly crawl, but it's super easy. So if you want to learn some belly crawling, start with Valentine Cave first. Once you go through Valentine Cave a few times, you basically have it memorized. Then come here and do the catacombs. And same thing, if you want to do an easy cave, do the same thing, just skip the crawls, like I'm doing. You see how flat the floor is here? You can almost push a wheelchair through here. Notice the big tube continues ahead, but I'm at a three-way intersection. Here's another crossover tube. Or is this the same? Oh, you know what? This might be the same one. But you see how smooth the floor is. Wow. You know you want to. It's so smooth I could probably do it without any pads, but whatever. I got nothing to prove. All right, here we go. Pretty sure in my older videos that didn't come out nearly as well. Pretty sure I went pretty much everywhere, even Cleopatra's grave. Oh, I hear some people coming. Well, so there's breakdown pile in the middle. But, so this is where I just was. I was up there and I was saying, see, there's the 3-foot lava fall. This is it, the 3-foot lava fall as seen from below. I'm gonna go ahead and hop down here real quick because I want to show you something cool. There. So this is what the lava fall looks like from below. So you almost go underneath here. All right, there's some other people. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my light down so I don't blind them. I'm gonna turn up the ISO just briefly. All right, there's 25,000. This won't be the best quality, but whatever. This way I can show other people in the video and I can benefit from their lights. Wow, look at that formation on the ceiling. That is crazy. Huh, nice. So check it out, there's a breakdown pile here. I could go to the left if I'm feeling brave. Or I could look at the ceiling because it's very pretty. There's a little loop, I don't know if you can see on the video. And then here, look at this, how wide it is here. So here it again, the main tube goes left, or I can go right. So I'm gonna keep going left to go clockwise. So, notice how the wall bulges out a little bit here. This cave is defective. So here's another three-way. I can crawl here to the left, and go up to the right. Let's see. Okay. So I'm going to keep trying to go left. What's funny, this tube to the right looks bigger. So I would call that the major tube. So this small tube is a lower level than the major tube, main tube, however you say that. Uh-oh, I think this is a dead end. Yeah, forget it. Without crawling, without knee pads, I don't want to go back there. Lame. All right. There's a whole herd of people going that way. Okay, well, in that case, let me turn my light back up to 40%. Put my ISO back at a more reasonable level. Here are the same people, so we're about to recombine. See, check it out. We're in parallel tubes. They're over here. I'm over here. Let's see here. So I'm going to go ahead. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one at a time. So I'm going to go back where I was, do the crossover tube. Well, here's the crossover. Let me show you. Nice big crossover passage here. But I'm going to go back the way I came. Unless there's a blue arrow pointing the way out. It's easier that way. Picky, picky. It's a nice big herd of people. I think 6 is the ideal size because the minimum is supposed to be 3. So if you have 6 people and you have an emergency, so you have to split up, you still got 3 people in a group. If it gets above 6, you get people who want to go really fast, people who want to go really slow. It gets ugly. One time I was supposed to lead a group of people to a top secret cave. Like 20 people showed up. There was one kid who was super, super slow. Like 6 people want to go really fast. So luckily I found another leader and we split into the slow group and the fast group. Which ironically, I think we ended up going about the same speed. But yeah, we went separate ways and that worked out. So now I'm back to the main tube. There's the way out into the lava fall. This is the way I just went. There's an arrow pointing the way out. I think all the arrows, most caves, they usually point the way out, since that's the most important. If you can't find your way in, no big deal. If you can't find your way out, that's a deal. A big deal. Not a small deal, a big deal. Look how smooth the floor is here. Wow. Even the walls got a little bit of ridges to them. The ceiling got a little bit of spikes. Super easy cave. Slope downhill though, which is good because, like I said, in this case, the exit's at the upper end. So if you need to find your way out, just go up. Notice the little curves in the floor. If it looks like a smiley face, you're facing up. If it looks like a frown, you're facing down. Okay, so this is where I just was. This is the crossover passage where I looked at a few minutes ago. This here looks like it's just a pillar. Let me go around and make sure. I was wrong once. It sucked. All right. Yeah, I just made a semicircle. Man, look at the ceiling here. Wow. Okay, so I'm back to the main tube. So I don't miss anything, I'm going to go ahead and go back the way I came to the main tube. So that way I get each tube both directions. Like I said, this is the only cave I'm doing. This is my last cave for the day. I got tons of time, so I'm doing as much as I can without knee pads. Guess I could go all the way to Klamath Falls and buy some knee pads. I wonder if they have knee pads in the visitor center. Didn't even check that. So look how wide this room is. It's like dozens of feet wide. Huge cave. As you can see, it splits again. I can go right or left. But I'm gonna go ahead and keep going left-ish. Nice puddle here. At ground level here, there's no creeks or ponds, but inside of some of the caves, they have little ponds or lakes, what do you want to call it? Puddles. Still water bodies. Check it out. There's a way up there. Pretty sure it gets too small for people. I think it's a dead end for real anyway. Yeah. Wow. Wow. There's a room up there. Pretty sure I can't fit up there though. Wow. Awesome. As long as I'm here, look at the uneven shape of the ceiling. Here's another breakdown pile. Oh, we're almost to the stairs. Boy, that's a long story. So let me do something here. So now I'm back to where the, no, not yet. So here's a breakdown pile here. There's a room up here without knee pads. I don't want to climb up there. Pretty sure it's a dead end. So check this out. I hear those other people. I don't know which way they went though. So to keep going left, I'm going to go up the stairs first. So remember, I entered at the upper level. So now I'm going up the stairs to an even higher level, which is kind of ironic because the upper level is already like not far underground, but we've been sloping downhill. So this is where there's a way down to the lower level. They have it fenced off so you don't accidentally fall down. And yes, there's an easier way, so you don't have to try to climb down here. So there's the stairs. Ironically, I was just explaining up is the way out. But in this case, I'd have to go down the stairs to get out. That's Mr. Liar to you. So look at this. Look how far down it is. It's like 30 feet down. Definitely go the long way. Unless you're qualified to use a rope, so never mind. Be kind of overkill to go vertical climbing in this cave, but it might be kind of fun. That's like getting vertical gear to Ape Cave. Would be fun to go up on top of the lava ball sometime. All right, so there's a way down to the lower level. If you dare. Personally, I don't dare. Notice the cool shape. Really flat floor. Not really dome shape, more like a triangle shape. All right, let's see if I can go through here without knee pads. Place all bets. Betting is closed. Ooh, I did it. Look at this. It's an even higher level up here. Interesting ceiling. All right, this is a dead end for real. I'll be darned. All right. Okay, I need to stop the video and start a new one. Hang on a second.